from my perspective, I think Tesla continues to be underestimated. I think it is generally misvalued. The value of this business is about deregulating energy. And so that's about batteries and battery storage.
Hey, I'm Stephen and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. In today's video, I'm featuring some clips of billionaire investor Chamath Palihapitiya discussing Tesla. This is the third video I featured Chamath in. Why would that be? Well, Chamath is both intelligent and articulate, and in terms of his understanding of Tesla, he's light years ahead of the mainstream consensus. And while short-sighted, underqualified, overpaid stock analysts for many years have been totally wrong about Tesla, misunderstanding the company, looking at such a short time horizon, this quarter, next quarter, next quarter, instead of the long-term vision, Chamath has been a beacon of reason in this sea of stupidity. So let's see what Chamath had to say when asked about Tesla's stock and their future as a company. But first, hey guys, if you live in the US and would like up to 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600 each, use the link in the description to WeBull and deposit $100 in your account. Each of these stocks will be a minimum of $8 in value, so if you suck at math, that is a 16% ROI on $100. Not bad. And if you're in Australia, the UK or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake, also using the link in the description. Let's get back to it.
Where do you stand right now on Tesla? We've talked about Tesla for a very long time, and they've had a lot of success this year in particular. But there is also a number of competitors that are really, I think, finally about to come online, and I don't know what you think that means competitively.
Now, before Chamath answers this question, I just want to say there is no competition. Now, I understand where Andrew's coming from here. Okay, sure, lots more automakers are claiming that they've got new EVs in the pipeline. But here's the kicker. If it's got wheels and it's powered by batteries, it doesn't mean it's competing with Tesla, okay? That's like putting a bunch of toddlers on the same racetrack as Usain Bolt and claiming that they're competing in a running race. No, they may be on the same track, they may be attempting to do the same thing, but they are not in competition with one another. And never mind the fact that in this example, Usain Bolt, Tesla is actually also Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, and I could keep going on and on and on. Dominant in many, many, many parallel industries that don't seem obvious at this point in time. Tesla is not just an automaker, but just in that category of making electric vehicles the future of transportation, they've already won the decade. And that's not the important part of their business, as you'll hear from Chamath shortly.
To be really honest, I don't think it means anything. You and I had a wonderful discussion this summer, and my perspective then, and it is the same today, is that Tesla is no longer about the car business. The value of this business is about deregulating energy. And so that's about batteries and battery storage. And it's about disrupting utilities. It is about the combination of hardware and software that will give all of us individuals the ability to be energy independent. And I think that that is a fundamentally disruptive thing.
Chamath has hit the nail on the head here. Let's listen to those clips that he referenced from a few months ago where he articulated his thoughts around Tesla's energy business. One of the first times I've heard anyone in the mainstream finance media highlight how important this element of Tesla's business is moving forward.
If individuals can get the solar panels, buy the battery packs, and get essentially free software or low-cost software that allow us to collect the sun's energy and redirect it back into the grid, what you're going to see are utilities basically go upside down. I think this is a really important example of a much bigger trend that's happening in the stock market, which is that retail investors now have access to so much information that it's almost on parity with people that work in traditional investment organizations. You can use any convoluted logic to try to be short this stock, and what you would have done is just lost an enormous amount of money. What the bulls will get right and what the bears will ignore from here is that this is no longer about cars. That's the first wave of growth, and I think people are pricing in an evisceration of traditional autos and an enormous shift to EVs, of which Tesla will get the disproportionate share. So now what is the bet? If you ask me as an investor who loves that company, it was in page 4 or 5 of their quarterly earnings release where they talk about the energy business. And they said a couple of interesting things. The first is that it was profitable. And the second is that they're also producing software now that allows effectively anybody to become a distributed utility. Now think of that for a second. You are talking about one of the most predictable, reasonable businesses that have raised hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars of debt. And what Tesla is going to do with their battery packs and their software is all of a sudden allow each of us to be in the energy business as well. Again, people will get angry. They will not understand. They will try to push back, and they will be wrong. And what's going to happen is that this stock is now going to represent the totality around decarbonization and sustainability. So it was really great to own this thing around cars for the first 4 years. I did it. I made a lot of money. But now I underwrite this company as a bet towards decarbonization, towards deregulated energy, and towards the ability for all of us to become our little micro utilities. It is measured in hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars. And if individuals can get the solar panels, buy the battery packs, and get essentially free software or low-cost software that allow us to collect the sun's energy and redirect it back into the grid, what you're going to see are utilities basically go upside down. And
Chamath could not have been clearer, and I could not agree more. At this point in time, so many people are still categorizing Tesla as a car maker. Sure, some now are starting to wake up, smell the roses and realize, sure, in the future, maybe they'll supply batteries to other companies as well. But beyond that, except for a few people understanding the autonomous opportunity, that's about where the conversation ends. If people aren't talking about Tesla's energy business when they're referring to the stock price, the future market capitalization, and the potential ahead of this company, they're not actually talking about Tesla. They're talking about what their projection of what they think Tesla is. Major difference.
And, people continue to misunderstand and underestimate this business. For example, if you went into Tesla Battery Day, if you looked at sort of all of the commentary, the traditional pattern recognition feedback was that it was a dud event.
Oh, Chamath, keep singing my song, brother. I love it. Those of you who've been watching the channel for a while will have heard me absolutely eviscerating the mainstream finance media and many stock analysts covering Tesla's battery invest today. It was farcical. The complete and utter embarrassing lack of understanding of what was unveiled is just astonishing. Now, this isn't hyperbole. I am truly blown away by how incompetent the people covering battery invest today are at doing their jobs. They've been talking about how it was a letdown. It was disappointing. There was no million-mile battery. As I mentioned earlier, there was a million-mile battery. They just didn't have a gigantic flashing neon sign pointing saying this is a million-mile battery because of the Osborne effect. And hey, it's not their job to explain to people that can't figure out what everything means. It's truly blown me away how utterly incompetent these analysts and these people in the mainstream finance media are, okay? Now, I have no problem with dumbasses and I have no problem with people not knowing things. But I have a major problem with people with platforms of influence and sway, people who believe and trust their opinions, coming out and talking about something they have literally no fucking idea about. That's what this YouTube channel is for. No, they said something really stupid. I'm going to point out what they said and why I believe it was stupid. You guys can make up your own mind, and here we are once again.
And I think it was the complete opposite, because what they showed was a legitimate path where not just for car businesses and for selling cars, but frankly for individuals, and the disruption of utilities is now, I think, within 2 to 3 years away. And again, as I told you, what we are talking about there is hundreds of billions of dollars of both market cap, debt, all these instruments that have supported a business model that I think is now very much at risk. And so from my perspective, I think Tesla continues to be underestimated. I think it is generally misvalued.
Chamath is preaching to the choir here. I get so incredibly frustrated when I hear people out there comparing Tesla to Ford or GM, talking about PE ratios or multiples and saying, how does this make sense? Look, their valuation's crazy. Oh my gosh, how come they're worth more than all the other world's automakers combined? Answer: because they're not another automaker. I think eventually people are going to figure this out. Some of them already have, hence why Tesla stock is in fact worth more than all of these automakers combined, but most people still out there, oh, it's got 4 wheels, they just make cars, I don't understand, I don't like this stock, I'm not going to invest in this stock. Okay, suit yourself.
And I think that the people that are trying to compete with them are not the people that they are competing with. They've sort of moved on.
I'm not sure whether it's Chamath, who has incredible clarity of vision, or whether it's the vast majority of Wall Street who just can't see beyond their own feet. I'm really not sure what it is. But in either case, this is an absolutely brilliant and extremely eloquent way of summing up where Tesla sits, in my opinion, and also in Chamath's opinion. Well, everybody's now scrambling to catch up to Tesla, and by that we mean trying to make suitable EVs that eventually might be able to compete with Tesla's vehicles. Tesla is now focused on scaling their energy business, including batteries in vehicles and home storage and commercial storage and AutoBidder software, performing energy arbitrage, powering virtual power plants, and acting as small distributed utilities. Just in case anyone isn't aware, battery energy storage needs to scale by 1,300 times from where it is today to meet our future needs. 1,300x, not 1,300%. 1,300 times. And who has and is developing the world's best battery technology? Ooh, great question, Stephen. I haven't seen Battery Invest today and I don't follow Tesla, so I don't know the answer to that question. Could you please tell me who it is? Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know, man. I've got no idea. I mean, it's very difficult to tell who's in the lead here. It's just so difficult that I have absolutely no idea whatsoever. I'm so sorry. I know you're hoping for an answer there, but nobody's perfect.
And in that, I think, is sort of the destruction of a lot of traditional market cap in the autos, because I just think that ship has fundamentally sailed.
Let's sum this one up. I completely agree with Chamath, and the point I believe that he's making is this. Most people still think Tesla is an auto manufacturer. Now, they have absolutely destroyed the traditional automotive industry. All of those companies are now doomed. They're headed for bankruptcy, or they'll merge or be acquired in a fire sale, because there's no other way they're going to get through this decade in one piece. But as Chamath said, that ship has sailed. Tesla is moving on to bigger, larger opportunities like the energy market and autonomous transport as a service. And still, everyone, I keep saying, wake up, guys. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan, this is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget your free stocks with WeBull and stake using the links below. Open a new WeBull account, deposit $100 and you'll get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600. And stake, spin the roulette wheel, you'll either get Nike, GoPro or Dropbox.
Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.